Hey, my MTS crew. What's going on, y'all?
Hey, sister. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. What's going on, y'all? I hope everything is all well with you and your family.
Yes.
And we're going on a trip today. My daughter, she's taking us on another surprise trip.
Yes.
We don't know where we're going yet, so no telling where we will end up. So we are happy to be going. And
Yes.
Sister Pam, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
You hanging in there?
I'm hanging in. I'm doing real good. Good.
Since you got your license.
Oh yes, I'm excited.
She been driving, y'all.
So you're never too old. Just remember, you're never too old to do whatever you accomplish to do.
She been driving.
I'm encouraging y'all.
She been driving.
Yes.
Well, we don't know where we're going, so she's going to be here maybe around 10 to pick us up.
Yes.
And we usually go on Sunday, but she's working, so we decided to go today. And we asked her where she was taking us, so she said, no, it's just a little surprise. So we're happy to go.
Love surprises.
Yes, but let's pray.
Yes.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, God, we just thank you, we praise you, and we
Jesus.
worship you
Lord.
for everything you have done for
Lord.
us and everything you're going to do for our MTS crew.
Yes.
God, I ask you to put a hedge of protection around them and their families, that no hurt, harm, and danger will come to them, that they would be safe and no one will contract this COVID. God, we just ask you that you heal the people that have, God. We ask you to bring them out of their distress. God, we ask you to heal them right now in the name of Jesus. God, bless each and every one of my subscribers. And I appreciate y'all. In the name of Jesus, thank you. Well, y'all, we almost at 300 subscribers. That might not seem like much to anybody else, but it's a lot to us.
It is. It's an accomplishment.
Yes. It's a lot to us. And so,
it is.
We're going to do some giveaways, y'all. I ain't going to wait till we get to 1,000. I'm going to do it maybe at 300. At 300, we ain't going to wait till the bell is over. We finish out right now. So we're going to celebrate right now.
Amen.
Amen. Y'all, amen. Yes. So we'll see y'all. We'll do another little video when we get back to let you know where we went and how much fun we had. So God bless, and we'll see you in a few. Y'all, we're on our road trip today. My daughter takes us on a surprise trip. So where are we going?
Apex Museum, the Black Slave Museum.
Really? We're going to the Apex Museum. Is it the African American History Museum?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I always want to come down here. This is something, they just put this here, right?
It's been here about 30 years.
This has been here 30 years? Really? I have never been in here, and I know that the library is right behind it. Wow! Oh, I'm so excited. Okay.
Talks about our journey from Africa to America, and then the second film you'll see is about Sweet Auburn. That's the street right there. And my name is Janice. That young lady's Deborah.
Okay.
Welcome to the Apex Museum. The Apex is an acronym, African American Panoramic Experience. The Apex Museum was established in 1978 as Atlanta's first Black History Museum. Here in our main gallery is one of our premier exhibits, Africa, the Untold Story. Inspired by Georgia State professor Asa G. Hilliard III, we are admonished to never start our history with slavery. You can explore ancient African civilizations and their contributions to the world. Africa, the cradle of civilizations, was the origin of written language, math, astrology, architecture, and much more. Ancient African people built great pyramids that today's society, with all its technology, cannot duplicate. Mammoth stones were moved across the desert and stacked upon each other with pinpoint precision that still baffles the minds of modern engineers. Africa, the richest continent in the world, has supplied the world with gold, silver, diamonds, uranium, bauxite, and much more. It was during the Berlin Conference of 1884 when European countries came together to divide Africa, and Britain, one of the smallest countries, became the second largest colonizer, not of just a country, but of the entire continent of Africa, previously called Alkebulan. Take this opportunity to explore the slave dungeon. Walk through the simulated path to the awaiting ships, renamed the Door of No Return. Examine the hold of the ships where enslaved individuals were packed like sardines and traveled for miles across the ocean to South America, the islands, and North America, where they would be placed on auction blocks to be sold to the highest bidder. Examine the identification tags, shackles used, and the branding irons that were heated and pressed into the flesh of the enslaved to identify ownership. See how some of the agricultural crops, such as tobacco, wheat, rice, and cotton, were a driving force to keep the slave trade thriving. See a replica of how Henry Box Brown escaped enslavement seeking freedom. This concludes this portion of your tour. Please follow your guide to our trolley car theater and changing exhibits.
Y'all, we're in the Apex Museum and the Black History Museum. There's a lot of history here. Black history.
Inventors.
Things that they invented.
Wow, the anti-gravity shoe with Michael Jackson. You see that?
Yeah, where is that?
Right here.
Okay, the anti-gravity shoe that Michael Jackson used in one of his videos. Like people invented this gas mask. Okay. Lantern. Elevator doors. This is wonderful. Mobile refrigeration. Ice cream scoop.
Home security system. Wow.
The telephone. The life jacket. Okay, surgical needles. A black man invented those. Hold on. Yeah, this is going to be, we're in the old building, but this is going to be the new Apex. And they have a lot of African American artifacts in here. They're going to have a lot in here, I'm sure, but this is going to be a big building. There's Representative Julian Bond and his wife. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Julian Bond. That's Andrew Young and his wife. Yeah.
We're going to this room. Now, this room is the...
This is
provided the original energy source
a reproduction of the slave ships.
Helped make her great. Despite oppression, Africans and African Americans invented more than 500 items between 1830 and 1880.
So this was our surprise, y'all. We're getting ready to purchase some t-shirts now. My daughter's purchasing us t-shirts here at the museum. She's purchasing that for herself. That is so nice. Is that a shirt?
It can be whatever you want it to be.
Okay. So I got Don't Let It Happen, Make It Happen, and Black History Matters. Want to say hey, Sister Pam? You liking it?
Love it. Love history. Love art.
Yes, history all day long.
Yes. Ain't nothing like it.
This is a picture of the door of no return in Africa, where the slaves were captured and they were taken through this door to know that they would never come back. So this is what is supposed to be a replica of that. The door of no return. And you actually can walk through there. Sis, you want to walk through? You actually can walk through there. So imagine the slaves leaving their home and going through the door of no return. Very interesting. It's a spiritual thing, I tell you. Y'all, we're leaving the museum. We're on the historical Auburn Avenue. Yeah, and here comes the trolley. You know, the trolley was here years and years ago, but they just started this one, right? Not too long ago, but when my mother was a little girl, they used to catch the trolley, not the bus. So we're getting ready to pass by trolley. So this is an historical black area. And that's the Royal Peacock. All of the stars would sing there. James Brown and Otis Redding. Okay. And this is the trolley. It's $1 to ride. Believe it or not, my dentist's office is right there. Yeah. This is an old area. The Yates and Milton drug stores. Pal's Lounge. Yes. That's a mural of the SCLC. Yeah, and all of these old businesses having like Hollywood's Funeral Home. So these are lights with the old businesses up here. So they have murals under this bridge, and that was years ago a rib shack. And this is the area where Martin Luther King lived. And this is the SCLC building right here. And this is Hollywood's Funeral Home. Actually, right there, they had my grandmother's body there. That place is really old. Cox Brothers. Okay. And we're coming back up. We were down here once, so we're coming back up to Ebenezer Baptist Church. This is Martin Luther King's church, and it's on Jackson Street and Auburn Avenue. And so this time maybe we'll get a look at the new church, which is right across the street from the old church. Okay. This is Ebenezer. It's a lot of tourists down here. Ebenezer. This is the new church over here, if you can see that. We're back at the King Center, the grave site. Okay, and we're going by the house again. That's a old nursing home there. Y'all, guess what? There's Michael Jackson. That's Michael Jackson right there, y'all. He's alive and in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, y'all, here's King's house. They have a lot of tourists in there today. So, black and white as well. Everybody loves history. So this is his street. We filmed before over here, but we were like down the street from the Apex, so we decided to just come back through here. Okay, we're on Ponce de Leon. This is the old Sears building. They have turned into the Ponce Market. Beautiful restaurants are in there. They have a rooftop, and you can eat up there. I mean, it's really nice. Now, this is definitely an old historical area, but they have renovated everything over here. So this is the hangout, believe it or not. You sure? Okay, this is the Ponce City Market. Isn't that huge? This was Sears and Roebuck back in the day. And it was Sears and Roebuck, then City Hall East. City Hall East is not in here anymore. So now it's lofts and places to go and shop. This is Virginia Highland. This used to be a real happening place. People would hang out over here and have fun. It's not as popular as it used to be. There's Blind Willie's. If you like jazz, you can go there and listen to jazz and blues, jazz, and have fun. But this right here used to be the place to be, North Highland. Hey y'all. Y'all, we back. We had a educational time. My daughter took us to the Apex Museum, which is on the historical Auburn Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia, and it is a museum about the heritage and you know, it's a black museum.
Yeah, what all we went through.
Yeah, what the slaves went through, and you know what happened during slavery, and about some of the accomplishments that black people have made. They showed about inventions, that you know, some of the inventions that black people invented. You know, I knew about some of the inventions, but I didn't know about
a lot of them.
I was just
like in the 1800s, you know.
Yeah. I mean, way before then, we invented things, you know, like the
light bulb.
The light bulb. What they call those jackets? Those that you put around your neck. Not jacket, lifesaver. You know, the gas mask. Yeah, the gas mask and the alarm system. You know, it was invented by a black lady, and it was just so educational. Yeah, and it also was it was white people there, so everybody should know about, you know, history and what really happened. We saw the slave ship. You know, they had like a slave ship there, and they showed, you know, how it was and how many people were on the slave ship, how they had people packed in like sardines, and they showed family on the auction block. They show how that was. And I seen a lot about the area that I was raised in, which is the Auburn Avenue, Butler Street area. And they went down the history, of Auburn Avenue. If you live here in Atlanta, Georgia, you know where Auburn Avenue is. So they talked about the history. And, during that time, Black people were really, really wealthy, really, that could own businesses on Auburn Avenue. And I got a chance to see the drugstore, and it's going to be on the tape. Yates and Milton drugstore. When I was about 8 or 9 years old, I used to run across the street and get a chocolate milkshake. So they show, the person that owned that, and the Atlanta Daily World, and all those, the Citizens Trust, the first Black bank, the Citizens Trust Bank, and all of that they had down there. It was so much history. It was just packed with history. And I can't wait to take y'all, it's hot. I can't wait to take my grandson down there because it's good for everybody to know the history. And I was so happy to see, white people as well as Black people, wanting to know the history because y'all, we can't hide it. It did happen.
That's true.
It did happen. So we cannot hide what happened. And I don't hate Black people, white people. I don't hate anybody. I love everybody. And a lot of people, they can't help because it happens. So it made me feel good to see the white people in there, wanting to learn about our history and wanting to learn about, what really happened, because there was a lot of things in there that I didn't know.
That's true. And we can't blame them because this is something their ancestors did. So by them growing up as children, they might have been in the mixed culture. So we can't blame them and hate them for what happened to us back in 18 and 1700s.
No, we can't. We can't hate them. But unfortunately, you have a lot of people that has carried that prejudice demon up to now. Maybe their grandfather owned slaves, and they were taught against Black people, and Black people were the enemies, and all that stuff. So just think. That's going on now. So this has come from slavery up to now. So this has been, so what do a little bitty child know about, hating, about, hating other cultures and how do they know? So they had to be what? They had to be taught. I would never teach, I would never teach my grandchildren to hate anybody, any race. You're not supposed to do that. Who are you to hate somebody because of their color? So I would never teach my, my grandchildren to hate, oh, he's white, hate him, or oh, he's Jewish, hate him. You don't do that. Oh, she's gay, hate her. You're not supposed to do that. I don't hate anybody on this earth. Now, maybe I might not agree with some of the things you're doing or whatever, but that don't make me hate you. That is what my opinion. Right? So, I don't hate anybody. I don't mistreat anybody. I don't even like to see people getting hurt. I don't like to watch a lot of TV because I hate to see people getting killed and stuff. And during the time, when the kids were missing, which they're still missing now, that almost sent me into a nervous breakdown because I could not stand to hear about kids missing like this, So we got to learn to all get along, Where are we going? There's no life on these other planets. So we all living here on Earth. So we have to get along. And I know everybody's not going to like everybody. You got people hate Black people, and then you got Black people hating white people. So, what can we do to change that? We got to start at home. We got to start loving, our own family members. My mother always told me that charity starts at home and spreads abroad. So, you start in your own family, don't talk about, other races because they're white or whatever color. Don't teach your children that kind of thing. Teach your children to love. And that's where it's starting at home. It's got to start at home.
Right.
But if hate starting at home, and when these kids grow up, they're going to be what? Prejudice.
That's right.
So, but we had a good time,
We
y'all.
did.
And then my daughter took us out to eat this place called Eats, and we had a good
we did.
soul food dinner.
Had enough for later on.
We had, I never get, I can't figure out how I get this big because I never eat my food, do I say?
No.
I never eat it, y'all, so I probably end up giving mine, but it was good. And then if my daughter's watching this, we want to thank you. We appreciate you taking us, and yes, we really was surprised. And on the way there, she was so funny. She said, you know how to swim, Mama? I'm like, yes, I know how to swim. Where we going? We got to swim.
I told her I couldn't. I don't know how to swim.
So she was just trying to throw us off. But when we got down there on Auburn Avenue, I still didn't know. I thought we was going to the African American library, but we ended up going to the Apex, which I've never gone to. And right quick, sister, show my white shirt over there. She bought me a couple of shirts. So I'll show you the one shirt that she bought I thought was really nice. Y'all, I know all this look backwards. I don't know why this thing is looking, when I try to show some y'all, it look backwards. But anyway, let me read it to you. It say, it said, do not let it happen, make it happen. I love this t-shirt.
Yes, yes.
Do not let it happen, make it happen.
So true.
So, people,
make it happen.
Go ahead, make it happen.
Yes.
Start your business, write your book. It was this guy down in the museum, which he's over the museum, and we were talking. And so I was telling him about the area and that I was born and raised there. So then he told me, he said, go on and write that book. And that was so funny because I'm writing the book. He's going to help me get the book published and get the book on Amazon.
Yes.
Honey, this book is going to be...
Ooh,
It's gonna be good. So he encouraged me that he would help me, and we can go ahead and get this book going. So, but we enjoyed ourselves today, y'all, and we love y'all.
Yeah,
I know you haven't been able to see our face in a while. I've still been going through with my mouth, and I went to pre-op the other day. So in about a week, I'm supposed to go and have little minor surgery done again, again. So I'm like, look, when you finish with this, I said $1,000 smile. I should have $1 million smile behind all this.
Yes, you already have already.
I'm telling you, y'all. I said I never heard of going to pre-op for a tooth. I'm like, okay. This is something they just thought up. No. Anyway, y'all, we ate our dinner and we finna get out for a minute, and we had to wear masks in there. That's the only thing. Yes. But we had our masks on. So, but we're in the house, but we got to step out for a minute. Yes. And God bless y'all. God keep y'all and do us a favor. This real, I didn't take my coat off. It's hot. It's kind of cool here. Do us a favor.
Be good to yourself.
And if you be good to yourself, you have no other choice but to be good to others. Take this hand, put it on this shoulder, and pat yourself on the back.
Yes.
And you be encouraged.
Stay encouraged.
Stay encouraged, y'all.
Yes,
Stay encouraged, y'all. See y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.